October is a very special month. There are three important events happening. First is the Black History Month, where we salute our sisters. It's also the Menopause Awareness Month. This year we are focusing on cardiovascular diseases. And the third thing is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You know what? In midlife, women just want more energy. They just want to live life to the full. But there are a number of biological changes that can affect these desires. These changes make women gain weight. It makes us accumulate fat, especially in the abdominal area, and this can increase the risk of developing breast cancer and cardiovascular diseases. Now look at this fact. 25% of cases of breast cancer is preventable through lifestyle choices. 80% of cases of cardiovascular diseases can be reduced. Now what about 90% of reduction in risk of diabetes by just following a healthy lifestyle? Here are my top 10 tips. My name is Dr. Jaye. Now, first of all, let's look at the food. Look at the quality of the food you eat. Try to avoid as much as possible eating too many processed food, because a lot of processed food have a high glycemic index, and this affects the way our body breaks it down. Now, the other thing is looking at the portion of the food you eat. Now, really try to avoid eating large portions of carbohydrate food, mainly because this overwhelms the system. For instance, avoid doubling up on your carbs to spaghetti, and look at the timing of your food. Avoid eating late into the night. I know there are some people who rely on this to help them survive, but as much as possible, if you have to eat late in the night, go for a lower calorie, high protein snack instead. Now the fourth thing obviously is look at what you're drinking. Sometimes we have too many high sugary intake, and that affects, again, overwhelms the system, increasing our insulin resistance. And try to avoid this as much as possible. And the fifth thing again is 5. You say eat 5 fruits and veggies a day. This is actually the minimum that you should be eating, not the target. Try to increase this amount of fruits and vegetables you eat. This helps to increase the amount of fiber that you're actually eating. The next bit is the fitness. I know this bothers a lot of women in midlife. Some people are worried about starting, and some people are scared they can't do it anymore. But really look at it from this 5 point of view. First thing, be grateful for the body you have. Focus on how well your clothes fit you. Forget the weighing scale for a moment. Second thing, try to get up on your feet more often. We now know that sitting a lot can cause a number of different conditions in the body. The third thing is midlife is for movements. If you haven't done it before, now is the time to explore various things you can do with your body. And I tend to recommend brisk walking, because with that you can achieve so many different things. Now, what's the fourth thing? And it is again just about lifting weights. Lifting weights, it's incredible. This has an impact on the longevity. One of the things I tend to recommend is that it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be using a can of baked beans, or just digging the garden, or lifting your shopping from the supermarket to the car. And what's the final thing I tend to recommend is keep yourself accountable. You can't go very far without this. You could use apps, you could use friends, you could use colleagues. You can even set up a group of you, keeping an eye on each other to make sure you attain that place where you want to get to with your health. Well, these are my top 10 tips completely, and I do hope you find this useful.